Hello, my name is Amin Abedin and I am a student of LLB from University of Bedfordshire. My student reference number is 2212807. I am a student of level 4 and today I am here to represent my client Molly Pike in the case of Regina versus Molly Pike, and I am here to plea for mitigation. But before I start off with the case, I would like to explain what is law. As you can see on the first slide, law is something that is mandatory in order to maintain societal justice and the prevalence of commandments in a group or individual behavior. Law can be used to maintain lawfulness in a government or group or social institutions. Moreover, the enforcement of law is a key success factor of any society. And after law, English legal system, which is very important. English legal system, which is also known as the common law. English legal system is based on the Latin maxim "stare decisis," which loosely translated means "do not unsettle that has already been settled." Moreover, English legal system is used in both civil as well as common cases. There is a proper hierarchy that is being followed in the English legal system in order to solve cases, in order to get cases solved. After the English legal system, you can see that legislation is a formal term that has been used in the English legal system for the prevalence of law and order. Plus, legislation is passed by the parliament and is signed and approved by the king or the privy council, in after which it becomes binding. And then we will come to precedents and its types. Precedents or proof of evidence is something that goes before or precedes. The High Court depends on the point of reference, that is, prior regulations or choices that give a model or rule to direct them for situation they're choosing. The types of precedent are in a case where a new point of law is given or new concept is given is known as a original precedent. An example of an original precedent is in the case of R versus R, which was a marital rape case. Moreover, binding precedents are those in which decisions given by the higher courts are to be followed by the lower courts. For example, the Supreme Court decisions will be bound on the Court of Appeal. And at last, there are persuasive precedents, all such precedents which are not binding but can be used to persuade them to come to a particular definition of law. And now I would like to come to mitigation and its types. Mitigation, which is the main topic in this case as well. Mitigation is the reduction of damages caused one person by the wrongdoing of another person. It can be further classified into three different types. The first type is avoidance. Avoidance is mitigating the impact by selecting the type that fully avoids the risk for which sometimes you need to compensate the resources. Moreover, the second type is reduction. Reduction means taking steps so that the risk can be minimized as much as possible. And at last, we have prevalence, in which it is a strategy in which the risk is lifted off to a third party. Now, what is playing in mitigation? Whenever a person is found guilty in any offense, arguments are submitted to the court for the assistance in sentencing of the defendant so that he can be given minimum possible sentencing. Now, there are certain mitigating circumstances. For example, the defendant's age. If the defendant is a minor and he is below 18 years old, he might be given less sentence, or but a person who is above that age might get more sentence. Moreover, other points are lack of prior criminal record, and if there is any mental or physical disorder, and at last the defendant is acting if the defendant is acting out of necessity. Now we will come to the case, which with the case of Regina versus Molly Pike. Now that Molly Pike has agreed that she has done burglary, she has pleaded guilty in this starting. Now the instruction from a solicitor are that Ms. Pike has a position to enlist lawful portrayal and can demand that they go to her condemning hearing and present a relief contention for her sake. Plus, she entered a liable supplication to the charge of participating in sexual unfortunate behavior with a minor. And in choosing to recruit a legal counselor, the client should give the lawyer explicit directions on the most proficient method to continue. After the instructions from the solicitor, we will come to A. Phillips' witness statement. A. Phillips, who was the landlord and Molly Pike, and whose home Molly Pike was staying at. Now, Molly Pike has been staying at Ellen Phillips' house for almost 11 months, and they had no issues before. But when Molly began to bring her boyfriend to the house, Ellen Phillips was not pleased with this and approached Molly Pike and told her not to bring her boyfriend into the house as she did not like his behavior due to certain reasons. As per Ellen Phillips' declaration, the young lady carried out the wrongdoing since she saw the obvious signs. And when she knew and that Paul was coming to the house and Molly was sneaking her into the house, she approached Molly and told her that she didn't like this and didn't want her boyfriend to come to the house, on which a disagreement arose between both of them, and Molly left the house and by telling her that she will soon return to get her things. And now, when Ellen Phillips went to a vacation with her husband, Molly came back to the house. Now, I will come to Adam Pacific's witness statement. Adam Pacific, who is the constable of this for this case. Adam Pacific obviously gotten Molly Pike, a female suspect, breaking into the store. A record of the meeting is available at AP2. Around 10:30 p.m. or 11 o'clock that morning, the shop supervisor helped Adam Pacific with meeting Molly Pike. Miss Pike's personality was affirmed by Adam Pacific, and then they started to searching for any indications of injustice, which they at last found. And then Adam Pacific found a key in the hands of Molly, which he thought was the key of the house. But the key was actually of her locker, and in that locker, when Adam Pacific asked her to open the locker, she opened the locker and he found the stolen necklace that they had stolen from Ellen Phillips' house. After he found this necklace, Adam Pacific asked questions from her and then asked her about the bracelet, which she told her boyfriend had the bracelet, and then he took her to Portland Police Division for an authority interview with him. In line with Adam Pacific, a meeting with Miss Pike was recorded. Now we will come to the proof evidence of this case. Adam Pacific utilized the record in the wake of capturing and keeping in mind that researching Miss Pike. The capture's reasoning is made sense of Pike. Demands she comprehends the reason why she was arrested. She knew why she was arrested, and she also signed the warrants and came with Adam Pacific to the police station and did not do anything. In this recording, Paul is blamed for taking Miss Pike's gems as well as the bracelet, as she is attempting to effectively defend herself. At this situation, Molly is trying to defend herself and is putting all of the blame onto her boyfriend, who is 38 years old. And now you can see on the slide the prior convictions record. After the prior convictions record, I will come to my main subject, Molly Pike's mitigation. Now, as you can see that Molly Pike is studying in college and is only 20 years old. If she is sentenced and her sentence is long, and as well as she is scared that the news might get to know about this and her college as well, then she might also be expelled from her college, which will affect her life hugely, and she cannot bear this, as her life will be impacted hugely. Moreover, Molly does not have any parents. She grew up in a foster care, and this will affect her mental health also. And plus, Molly Pike is the main point is that Molly Pike is willing to pay the damages. So I think that her sentence should be reduced, and if not, she can get community sentence. By this, her life cannot would not be impacted that huge. She can carry on her studies as well. And a main point is also that Molly and her boyfriend at the time were drunk, and Molly was basically under the influence of her husband, of her boyfriend, and did whatever he asked her to do. She mostly didn't have sense of what she was doing. Moreover, most of the things were done by her boyfriend. For example, urinating on the wall, and then spray painting, and all those things were done by her boyfriend. And Molly did not have a huge role in all of this. Therefore, I plea in mitigation for Molly that her sentence should be reduced. Thank you.